So Eddie Howe has just held his morning press conference ahead of Newcastle's game against Man City, and there was obviously questions about the aftermath of the Carabao Cup final, how he was feeling, his reflections on Sunday in general, and I think really the main message for me was that it's only made him more hungry after what was a decent effort, but I think ultimately we were all disappointed by the lack of clear-cut chances in the game. I think that was obviously the difference between the two teams, and Manchester United's experience saw them through. But Eddie Howe wanted to move away from that now. Said that he'd held team meetings, said that he'd had individual chats with some of the players, and wanted to turn it on to Man City. And I think that's the best attitude for Newcastle. It's gone now, the Carabao Cup final. It was disappointing, really, overall. Good effort, great weekend. We've seen the very best of what Newcastle United can be, but it's now about the last 15 games of the season, and Newcastle head to Man City. They couldn't have asked for a tougher game, but at the moment, every game is tough for Newcastle United because they're not playing as well as they were in the first half of the season, and ultimately they go in against probably the best team in Europe at the moment in Man City. So for me, it's going to be a tough game. Eddie Howe spoke about different ways of trying to get a result at Man City. Does not sound like a man who's going to go down there and park the bus. Will stick to his principles, but overall, it's a difficult encounter, and it's hard to see past anything other than a home win. But football can throw up a surprise, and Newcastle have got nothing to lose going down there. So a big opportunity to get things back on track. There'd be no better way to get things back on track than getting a win or even a draw. I think would be a very good result for Newcastle. But Pep Guardiola's side are playing very well, and he knows that Man City are in a title race with Arsenal now. So it's a tough game, but Newcastle go down there in good spirits. Also, questions about the ownership after headlines this week. Eddie Howe saying, "Look, I'm focused on football." He leaves all the other admin side of it to the people above him. He's got no issues with the working conditions that he's in. He knew the situation when he took the job. So there was some talk on that. There was also talk on comments from Amanda Staveley about Newcastle trying to go big and win the Champions League, and he spoke. To be fair, he had a similar view to me on it. He loved the positivity. For me, it reminded me of Sir John Hall in the 90s when Sir John Hall used to talk about bringing the top trophies to Newcastle, and that's exactly what you need at Newcastle United. But Eddie Howe, a little bit more cautious, talking about the time frame, knows it won't happen overnight, knows Newcastle have to build. So an intriguing press conference, but one where it was switching attention back to Manchester City, and hopefully Newcastle can just get things back on track a little bit, get a result, and hopefully build from there.